Computers don't make errors. What they do on purpose. By now, your name and particulars have been fed into every laptop, desktop, mainframe, and supermarket scanner that collectively make up the global information conspiracy, otherwise known as the Beast.
This is my mother, Mrs. Exposition.
How do you do?
Austin! My God, man, what have you done?
That's not your mother, it's a man, baby!
Yeah! Come on! Why won't this wig come off?
If it's clear and yellow, you've got juice there, fella. If it's tangy and brown, you're in cider town. Now, there's two exceptions, and it gets kind of tricky here.
You can stay, but I'm leaving.
Can be yellow if they're using late-season apples. And, of course, in Canada, the whole thing's flip-flop.
I guess I'm here to send out the bat signal.
A bat signal, for listeners who might not know, refers to the children's character, the Bat Man, a strong gentleman who fights crime nocturnally.
That's correct. Well put.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
For standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kid.
To start with about shipping, because I know a lot of fans were actually pretty invested in the idea of Natasha with actually either or both of you guys, and now obviously she's with Bruce. What do you guys make of that?
She's a slut. I was gonna say something along that line. It's pretty horrible. Trick, man.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my Wednesday show. We're going to be chilling and chatting with the chat and, of course, my dear guest, Chrissie Mayr. Hi, Chrissie.
Thank you for having me, Nina. It's great to be here. I liked your intro.
Oh, thank you. It was just a bunch of clips that I have throughout the time I've been YouTubing. I feel like I need to update the clips because I have so many old ones. Do you ever
It makes
feel
me realize
that?
how good the old and by old Austin Powers, I mean all of the old Austin Powers movies were. It reminded me of a simpler time.
Simpler time in comedy where things were acceptable. You could speak your mind. I mean, especially you as a comedian. I mean, I'm sure it's really difficult for you to been navigating this crazy world. Has it gotten better since Trump became president?
I think so. Audiences, if you tour around to random clubs and venues all over the country, I was just in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was doing comedy in a strip mall. And it's just folks. It's just, and then you kind of get out of the New York and LA. You're like, okay, it's just people. And at the end of the day, people we laugh at the same stuff, and you can't really control what you laugh at. People have always laughed at inappropriate, politically incorrect stuff. It's just the culture, right? The culture has gotten more politically correct. Our sort of HR departments, right? But that doesn't really represent real people.
No.
So I would say there's a collective kind of exhale and oh, we can be ourselves again, more so than a change or a flip.
It's so weird because you say this and then I think of somebody like Bill Burr, which is, he used to be kind of a little bit of a badass. Back in the day, he used to call out some shit. He used to ruffle some feathers. And then all of a sudden it's just he's gone completely into, I don't know, TDS, or I don't know what got him, man.
I was talking about this with Anthony Cumia, who has had way more experience with him in the before times, I guess, because he's an earlier generation of comics, and Anthony Cumia had him on. If you guys don't know, he's half of Opie and Anthony, which was a very famous radio duo, really biggest names in radio, right behind Howard Stern, late 90s, early aughts, kind of tri-state area New York. They started out, I think, in Boston, and then they were on in New York on K-Rock for a bit. I don't know. I don't know the lore perfectly, but he used to have Bill Burr on with a lot of other comics like Rich Voss and Patrice O'Neill and Jim Norton, and they were Colin Quinn. They were like top of the line, just the best guy. So funny, great riffing skills. And it seems like once Bill Burr got a taste of like this Hollywood money, that and a combination of his wife sort of wokeified him. And I do compare him to Howard Stern in that way, in the fact that he's kind of become the type of person he used to make fun of. Like, The View? Like, he went on The View?
I know. I couldn't believe it. I was like, did he transition? Like, is that why they let him on? Because it was just so... I never thought I'd see the day. Now, maybe back in the day when The View was kind of based, because The View used to have, like, they even had on Trump, like, back in the day when it was, like, just Whoopi, and, like, Whoopi was pretty based still, like, when they were normal, when, like, back in the day, because it's an old show. So, like, back in the day, I could see him going on, but now, like, oh my God, I was like, it's like we're living in a bizarro world where I see...
It's probably not like his idea. He's probably not like waking up and like, I gotta go on The View. It's his management, it's his handlers. He's in that level now of, he's really more of a celebrity, I think, than a comic. And with that comes certain appearances and certain relationships. Like Jimmy Kimmel.
Now, it's funny because I had this topic pulled up for like maybe later in the show, but now it just seems to go with it. So I'm gonna start out right with this one.
We're gonna hit the ground running.
Yeah, we're gonna hit the ground running because it goes with the flow of this conversation about comedy and comedians and what's going on. So I saw this headline. Now, I am a fan of the show. Have you seen White Lotus? Have you ever heard of it?
I haven't, but I've seen this woman's name all over the place lately.
Okay, so first of all, I love the show, and Chrissy, no joke, I think you would actually love this show.
Really good? Okay.
Good. It's a good show. It's kind of like a weird mix between, I would say, like a dark comedy and drama in a sense of like, basically, because it's more drama than anything else, but it hits on a lot of funny things within the world, because you can because it goes hand in hand, right? There's a lot of comedy within dark stuff that we step into all the time.
I wish this woman's middle name was Gibbs. That would be perfect.
Instead of Lou.
Yeah, Amy Gibbs would.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So now this girl, she was in the new season of this is her. She was in the new season of White Lotus.
Wait, that's for real? What her real teeth look like?
That's her real teeth, and she's from Britain. And it's funny because,
say no more. So that's like good for them. That's like, she's got nice teeth for a British person.
Yeah, and the funny part is in the show they acknowledge, that's like one of the first things they acknowledge within the show itself. Like they're like the two characters meet, which is her and this other girl. And one of the first lines is the other girl tells her, "Oh, you have really lovely teeth." And then she's like, "Oh, thank you." And then she's like, "Oh, are you from Britain?" And like, they start talking. It's an acknowledgement. And also kind of like, I thought it was really interesting and funny in a way of kind of spotting it and saying like, yes, we know her teeth are big. Like, yes, we know this is what she looks like.
Okay, what do they look like when she's talking? This is her teeth at rest. I just am shocked that someone could get to this level and braces would not occur to them at any point.
I mean, I thought that as well, but it's interesting to me that how some people don't switch those things. I also think that that's interesting because we live in a world where we're constantly trying to appease other people in how we look, and especially women, because they're constantly like doing, facelifts and this and that, because nothing's ever good enough. Like beauty really is in the eye of the beholder. Now, of course, I'm not saying she.
With that being said, her teeth are a little fucked up looking, and I'm not saying she needs to be an injected Kardashian looking type chick, but like, come on now, like there.
But I feel like all the power to her.
Yeah.
I feel like all the power to her. Like if she's comfortable with her own body and her own skin, like I don't have a problem with it. It's like, okay, she likes looking like that. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, if she likes to chew on wood and make dams every so often, God bless.
I feel like that about bald dudes as well, because I'm like, you know what? If a bald dude wants to own being bald, all the power to them. Like,
Like,
you don't have to get a fate.
If people just kind of throw her, a couple of cardboard rolls to keep her happy on set, then go for it.
Oh my God. Like, we have a Brit in the chat, and I'm scared to read this
good.
right now.
Get this expert over here.
We have a Brit in here, and I'm scared to read this, but okay, this is about Bill Burr. Whew, thank God, it's not about this British teeth going on. Thank you, Ian So Forth, for the 50 pounds. He says, let me do this kind of style where why is it's not showing you anymore. I don't know why it's
I'll just
doing
do
that.
this.
Hold on. You know what it is? It's this thing. There. I took a okay. I fixed it. Ian So Forth, thank you for the 50 pounds. Says Bill Burr's I'm Sorry You Feel That Way was his peak, but he gradually became pussified. It's true. Even when I saw him live in 2016, he was almost apologizing after risky jokes. Also, Brits have great teeth.
What? Can we stop pretending like they don't have good food? They don't have good teeth.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Now you
we have a tooth apologist in the chat. Aya is saying, watch the show, Chrissy. I hardly noticed it when watching. And it's unique.
What?
I like it.
That's actually where I was going, Aya. That's amazing that you thought the same thing, because initially my first thought was, wow, that's a lot of teeth. Then they acknowledged it. Then you get into the show and the character is so done so well, and she's such a sweetheart that it's like you don't even notice it anymore. After a while, you're just like, okay, well, that's just her character, and she's such a nice girl that you forget. It's like it's a thing that you forget. I really feel like this about this character.
I don't know anything about her or the show. The only thing I know is her janky teeth.
That's that. You know what's funny is I've never seen her in anything else. So this was my first experience seeing her in White Lotus, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of teeth. That was the first thought I had.
That's a lot.
And then they acknowledged it, and I was like, that's funny that they acknowledged it.
Her teeth are outgoing.
Yeah, yeah, they are. And then they go into it. But then so apparently
her teeth are the first ones to enter a room.
Yes, absolutely. Because she's got the, she got that the chomper, but almost kind of like maybe even Rachel Zegler, because she kind of does that too, but she doesn't have the teeth.
No, that's like a forced sort of underbite. You can't pop open a bottle of beer with Rachel Zegler's teeth like you can with this chick.
No, you can't. Oh my God, Jane is in the chat. What's up, Jane Theory? It says, oh, sorry, BB is still hilarious to me. He gets under everybody's skin across the all political spectrum. Bill Burr.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad someone enjoys him.
More right than the left wings. I can't remember the last time I heard him make fun of the left.
He doesn't. When he makes fun of the left, he makes fun of white women.
And that's true. He does.
Sad.
Is that why you don't like him? Because
yeah, my people. Those are my people.
Okay.
And he's a fellow ginger, so I feel betrayed.
Well, your fellow white women are also under attack in this article. Look at this. I mean, so SNL made fun of her teeth, and we all know SNL is not funny anymore. So what they did though, apparently they made a skit called like White POTUS or something like that. So instead of White Lotus, it was like White POTUS. And then they made fun of all these people, and they parodied all the characters. Like Trump was obviously the main guy that they made fun of, and everybody is kind of like swapped into these political figures in the skit, except for her, who's the only character from the show. And then all they do is make fun of her teeth and like make fun of how she looks. And so her feelings got hurt, and she kind of called them out. And she said that she thought that they were mean and unfunny because this woman wore this
mean.
Yeah, this woman wore the prosthetic teeth, and she's like, Amy Lou says that the impersonation her using exaggerated prosthetic teeth and mean and unfunny.
But what do you expect? Also, everyone's talking about you, Amy. Any press is good press. You got your tooth in the door. Be happy that people even know who you are.
Oh my god. So, but see, I came at it from across, like from the angle of I didn't see the skit, so I can't say if it was actually funny or not. It already doesn't sound funny because I'm like, oh, they're making fun of Trump again. Like that's already low hanging fruit. So I'm like, so okay, they're making fun of Trump again, and they're not like doing anything special. And then they make fun of this girl's teeth, which is again low hanging fruit. So I'm like, what's happening to comedy?
They're making Trump the focus again, and it seems like the only shot they probably like, let's make fun of this bitch's teeth, but like what are we gonna put around it to make it seem like more of a thing? Yikes.
Yeah.
They're not funny. They should go more harsh. Hello, I mean, they're making headlines this way, so whatever works for them.
I could see that actually because they were like, let's make fun of Trump this week. What can we do to make fun of Trump? Oh, White Lotus is out, and that's pretty big. Maybe we can make fun of this chick's teeth and then kind of mix it with Trump, making fun of Trump somehow. And then it's a win-win for us because everybody loves making fun of Trump and everybody loves White Lotus. So we can do both at the same time. And it just feels so uncreative in some ways. I'm just like, what's happening in the comedy room at SNL, man? It's not working out.
Is Amy Lou Wood a newer actress? Would you say that this is a role she's cutting her teeth in?
Yes, I think this is the one that she bit off way more than she could chew. God damn it, Chrissy, you're making me mean. Was SNL ever funny? Yes.
I think I would say the last crew that was strong was Kate McKinnon, Kristen Wiig. So what was that, like early aughts?
Yeah, I mean Amy Poehler. I love that stuff with Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Will Ferrell. I mean, all of that.
Right around the like Bridesmaids era, which is kind of like when they stopped. All right, maybe that was the 2010s.
That was like the last vestige of the funny.
When they stopped making comedy films.
Yes. I think that's when I stopped watching it. I was like, okay, this isn't funny anymore.
Matthew Hammond says after Norm Macdonald left. I agree with him. Whatever he says, I agree.
You just agree with anything Matthew Hammond says. So if you were in the room, would you be making fun of this girl's teeth as well?
Of course. I don't know anything else about her other than these huge chompers.
Let me see. You asked what she looks like while she's talking.
In motion. Yes. Let me see the teeth in motion.
I feel like we need to pull up like a White Lotus season 3 trailer or something like that so I can show you her teeth in motion.
I want to see them in motion.
I'm gonna mute it so that we don't get hit by this. Let's see, where is she? I need to find her though. Hold on, I'll bring it up so we can just kind of go through the trailer. I want to spoil it for you though. That's the funny part.
Spoil it. I'm never gonna watch this show. I'm very invested in Love on the Spectrum. I don't see another show coming between me and that at this point.
Really? Is that your thing? Oh,
it is my favorite show.
There she is.
Oh, come on. You guys are crazy. They're out and about. It's not like they go when she's talking and acting. They're very much still out there.
It is. It's true. And they acknowledged it immediately. They were like, you're all teeth.
But Danny McBride called vice presidents. He's just a really good character actor.
He was great in this show. Usually anyone who's in White Lotus is like fantastic. And I wasn't too familiar with his works, but he's great. Like he was a really good character.
Ian says he's a good looking zombie. He's kind of thin and like almost gaunt looking, but watch Righteous Gemstones. Like you'll fall in love with him.
I can tell you this. I definitely don't see the hat that you're talking about. I'm like,
he also has kind of strange looking teeth, but it works with the rest of his face. All the other features work together. Whereas with this other chick, the teeth are trying to be,
it's prominent. It's
Yeah, the
very
teeth are
prominent.
trying to do their own thing. What?
Right.
Come on, everyone. Can we just stop gaslighting me? And well, you don't notice them. It's the only thing I see.
When you watch the show, she's so good and her character is so sweet that you forget
Good.
about it.
She's just folks. She just like has a regular looking, you know what? Because good for her, because if she got her teeth fixed, she'd be like a 10. And
My husband said she could play the live action version of Bugs Bunny, and I was really sad about
I
that.
loved her in Ratatouille when she was under the chef's hat, pulling his hair, helping him cook all those dishes. I think she's fantastic.
Oh my god. So then I guess you're not going to condemn SNL for their
No.
unfunny.
No, they're
making
not
fun of her.
funny. They'll never be funny again. The best they can do is like get headlines like they did with oh, they went too far.
this.
Good. Do something, SNL.
So what they did do after this SNL was apologize to her.
Come on. You never
they
apologize for jokes. Never.
They apologized for the joke. And the other girl, the girl that wore the prosthetics, I believe she sent her flowers to apologize. And was like,
she should have sent her a bundle of carrots.
Somebody in the comments had written, like when I was reading it, somebody had put, I hope you sent a like a little card with the flowers that says like, here's a dentist strip for you or something.
Mhm.
Like, here's
Yes,
a
give
thing.
her
Like
a gift certificate to an orthodontist. That would be
Like,
fitting.
your closest braces. Here's a gift card for some braces.
Yes, get these chompers under control.
Jesus Christ, you guys.
Yes, send her a bunch of parsnips and carrots and a whole bundle like in a bouquet.
God damn it. Damn it, Chrissie. I mean, well, you're getting a laugh out of the chat. So that's
Okay.
good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's good. I still do highly recommend everyone watch the show because
It's called
it is
White
a
Lotus. Okay.
Yeah, White Lotus. It's a good show. Okay, let's talk about Elon Musk baby mama drama.
Yes.
God.
Can I tell you, one of the other moms in the baby swimming class knows one of the other Elon Musk baby moms. I don't know how the topic came up, because we were talking about a friend who met a husband on a sugar daddy site, and then I don't know, Elon Musk's the baby moms came up, and I was like, yeah, I kind of was acquaintances with the last one. And then this other mom turns around, oh my god, we know what was the other one? His current favorite is the one that she knew.
Oh, the
What the hell's
current
her
favorite
name?
is the CEO of Neuralink. I think
Yeah.
it's like her name is I forget her name. The chat level.
Siobhan.
No, I don't think it's Is it Siobhan? Maybe it is Siobhan.
Siobhan
Yes, it
Zillis.
is.
Thank you, Courtney.
Siobhan
Courtney
Zillis.
knows
Thanks,
everything.
Courtney.
And he needs to pick more women like Siobhan. I don't know. He needs to hire somebody full time to be his baby mom picker, because he's thinking with his dick and not his head. Because like, look at Ashley. What do you expect? She is a public person. She is a socialite. She is like a scene stir. She likes to be at these events with her different outfits and be like Miss Thang and see and be seen. And you know, she I guess she wrote a children's book. People don't really know her as an author, though. They know her as someone who's like hanging out with, you know, top level other influencer types, right?
I only knew her as an influencer.
What do you think? She's going to just suddenly change that the whole aspect to her personality? She's going to suddenly become a private person. And I did the math on how much money it was going to be. $40 million when you total up $100,000 a month till he turns 21, plus the 15 million out the gate.
Did you read the full article about that he has like multiple baby mamas that people don't even know about?
Yes,
and the compound.
I'm sure Amber Heard is one of them, because there was rumors about her having his baby, and she has gone very, very quiet. Notice that in like the last couple of years. So I think she's on the Elon Musk silent till the kid's 21 plan, which is a good plan.
I agree with you. Now, I want to point out, Chrissie, that the last time I even thought about Ashley St Clair was when I was on Simpcast and I asked you guys, hey, has anyone even heard of Ashley St Clair since this whole thing happened? And we were all like, no, she just kind of like, left. I guess she learned her lesson and she's going to stop talking. And then the next day, Chrissy, she came out and was like, I'm selling my Tesla. And I was like, oh boy, we were really wrong.
I think she played it like the absolute worst way possible. And I know she's probably thinking, like, it's kind of like once you go a little messy, you got to go hard. You want to go so messy. Like, she's hired all the top people, which then costs her more money. So now it's like she's betting it all on black. I don't know. She's just I guess she's going for like 1% of his income or something like that. She's going for, she thinks she can get more than 40 million, or she wants the 40 million. She just wants to be able to talk about it and say all the things that she's been saying.
She also didn't do a lot of the stuff that he wanted her to do. So we're going to go over this article so people know what we're talking about. Let's read.
Is this okay, this is from Daily Mail. Okay.
Yeah, this is the Daily Mail one because I'm not paying for Washington Post.
No, yeah, I was gonna say who's got that kind of money.
I'm no Ashley St Clair or Tiffany Font, okay? I'm not paying for the fucking Washington Post. Ashley St Clair has revealed the wild amount of money Elon Musk offered for her silence after she gave birth, as a paternity test determined he is the father. Like, this
there's
is,
still a chance.
0.1% chance. This is like the Maury. You are the father, Elon. Likely to be the father of the newborn. The conservative influencer 26 revealed that she'd given birth to Musk's child in early February, the 14th of his offspring that is publicly known. She revealed Tuesday that the baby boy is named Romulus. A more normal name than Elon is used to, even though it kind of sounds
yeah, at least his name isn't E = MC square.
Now I did get like originally when she filed and the initial of the child was put there, they put R. So I was kind of taking guesses of what it could be, and I guessed Rubik's Cube. I was wrong. It's Romulus, but I think I was pretty close though. Rubik's Cube could be the next child. The conservative influencer 26 revealed that she'd given birth to Musk. Okay, we read that part. Musk has never publicly admitted that the child is his, and the pair are currently locked up in a legal battle that involves the first buddy and Tesla CEO taking a test to prove he's the father. Daily Mail spoke to Ashley in March about the financial difficulties she was facing during her tussle in court with Musk, even going as far as selling her Tesla. Now St. Clair is revealing that Musk, who claimed he's provided her with at least $2.5 million to date in March, offered her $15 million and $100,000 a month to not publicly disclose that he is the father of the child until he turns 21.
Which I understand, because not wanting a media circus around the kid, not wanting, there's a lot of sickos and weirdos out there, especially who hate Trump, who hate Elon. It does put the baby's safety a bit at risk.
Do you think that's why though? Then why would he have he clearly has a favorite. Like, he has that
because she is like the most chill. I think she's the one that's not making a scene. She's not acting like a spoiled brat.
Well, she's also the most prominent one, I want to say, like in terms of like
she's like
who she is.
She's like a corporate career woman.
Yeah. So I mean, like, because the other one is like what, Grimes, and Grimes is kind of crazy.
Grimes is messy. Grimes isn't great at obedience either. She's like, she has what, at least 2 of his kids, more maybe
I think it's
3.
2.
And she I think filed for full custody. So that's like there's a messy custody battle there.
She called him out on Twitter because he didn't hit her up about the kid needing to go to a doctor or something.
Oh, man.
And she was like, you're not returning
That's
my
embarrassing.
calls.
It's so embarrassing when you're at a point where you have to tweet at your baby daddy. That's I don't know. That's just not the way I would have played it at all. I'm somebody who like, especially when I was dating, like if a guy was ignoring me, like I'd ignore them even harder. Like I would just get busy. I would just make it seem like, oh, I'm in demand. I've got a lot of options. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Like I kind of like would make them come to me, not the way that she's doing it.
Ian So Forth for 25 says, even going as far as selling her Tesla. Well, oof, then. I know, right? Like, we all know cars devalue.
No, that was a publicity stunt. She doesn't need the money.
No, she doesn't. But okay, so this guy comes in. So Jared Birchall. I don't know how you say that. Musk's fixer.
What a cool job.
St. Clair that this is similar to what Musk has agreed with the other mothers of his children, who include pop star Grimes and Neuralink executive Siobhan Dillis. Musk demanded that she deliver the baby via cesarean section because he believes doing so will allow for the baby to have a larger brain. Where is he getting this from?
I don't know where he's getting this. The brain is the brain size. Like the plates in your head are like, they're like tectonic plates. So when you're going through the birth canal, they are squeezed and they go like this, but then eventually over time, like they kind of fluff back out. So your brain is not being squeezed during birth.
The brain is developed already. Like it's not. It's not
and then it all grows. Once you're born, everything grows together.
Oh my God. Look, Chrissy, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I actually dislike him a lot. Like he is so cringe. Not that I don't dislike Ashley St Clair, but he is so cringe to me. Like this kind of shit. And his
I would be like, I would want to
shit.
see. I would want to see
it's so
the articles on the theory that the C-section allows for a bigger brain. I know that you're born with a more like perfectly round little head. Like anytime you see a baby with like a perfectly round little pumpkin head, that's definitely a C-section baby.
Oh,
and then when Frankie was born, he was like because your fucking head looks crazy right after. That's why they put the little hats on you, because your head looks insane. It looks like you look like a dinosaur.
That I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to
a little bit like
we should Grok that after this. We should ask Grok after this. Like where like what is the like we'll ask the question.
I've already asked Grok. Grok is on Team Elon. Obviously, he has to be.
But does it tell you like where he gets the study from that he believes that the babies have a larger brain? Like where does this the study come from? Where I mean, Elon Musk, you would think would be after some facts, right? Like I mean, there has to be something.
Heard that babies who go through the birth canal are like stronger because it takes grit to like be born.
Yes, it does.
And like they're healthier.
True. Yeah. Okay, he didn't want the kid to undergo circumcision.
That I'm cool with. I think that's a good tactic because that's pretty traumatic and very unnecessary now.
That I'm also actually fine with because I am on your team. I don't think it's necessary. St. Clair is Jewish though and wanted a natural birth, and she rejected both because obviously Jewish people get their boys circumcised at birth. It's very well known, and that's kind of like one of the things where I'm like, so I don't understand. He knew he was having sex and a baby with a Jewish woman. So why would he think that she would be okay?
For the same reason why he thought he could turn an influencer into like a quiet stay-at-home mom with, he thought the 40 million was going to be enough.
Like, okay, so this is like the weirdest version of like My Fair Lady. Like when it's just like, have you ever seen that movie, My Fair Lady?
No, I've obviously heard of it. Is that that's Mary Poppins? No,
My Fair Lady is like the original one with Audrey Hepburn where like the chick is like from like the fucking Cockney England, like, and she's like really just unclassy woman, and then this guy from like Manchester, like hoity-toity guy is like, oh, I'm gonna turn you into like a high society chick.
So it's like Pretty Woman.
Yes, but the original one without hookerism. Hookerism, is that a
Ah,
word? Without prostitution.
hookerism. I like hookerism.
So like he's like,
Hooking.
"How now, brown cow?" And he like teaches how he
That's where
teaches
that's
her to,
from. I've been hearing
yeah,
that my whole life, not knowing it was
that's where
from a
that's
movie.
from. And he teaches her how to speak
Oh, no,
properly,
brown
like because
cow.
she speaks like in a Cockney accent, but it's like to them that's like ghetto and like ebonics. So he's like he teaches her to enunciate and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so this is kind of like that, but like the weirdest version of My Fair Lady, where it's like, oh, I'm just a billionaire dude that's gonna pay you off to basically forget your Jewish heritage and like, everything you're just gonna be like a completely new person with new beliefs, and they're all what I believe in. Um, and so
Wow.
St. Clair did comply, however, with a request of leaving Musk's name off Romulus's birth certificate, which Burchell made while she was inducing labor, but she did prepare by hiring an attorney against Burchell's wishes. Ooh, that's spicy. And then it goes to say Burchell then amended St. Clair's signed paper that would keep Musk's parentage a secret as an exchange for $15 million and $100,000 a month. The agreement prevented her from saying ever saying anything negative about Musk, but did not stipulate the same for him about her. Well, I mean,
what reason would Elon Musk have to disparage an unknown baby mama? You know what I mean?
But also like he is paying for it. Like, I mean, if you're paying someone like $15 million, I would assume, you can't talk shit about me would be part of the stipulation.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's a pretty fair exchange. Like if Elon Musk came to me and said, look, Nina, I'll pay you $15 million. You don't have to have my baby, but don't ever call me a transhumanist or talk shit about me again. I'd be like, I will never say another bad word about you ever again.
It's like
you
you don't talk shit about your boss.
Exactly.
For the same reason. It's like that's your paycheck.
You don't, bite the hand that feeds most of the, unless you're Candace Owens. Musk even tried to influence her decision by saying that he was under the threat of assassination due to his support of Donald Trump.
That I do believe.
Fine. Do you?
Yes, of course.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
The TDS very much switched over to EDS.
I'm being called out in the chat. Nina would last 15 minutes before dissing him. You know what? That $15 million.
I think I could do it. I think if I had never met my husband,
you think you could be a Elon baby mama?
I think I could be a decent concubine. I would just switch over. I would just imagine like never having to worry about money ever again. I think I would start. Maybe I would start. I don't know. I would have to figure out if I could start like a mom blog, or would I just have to settle for being like a rich baby mom, like a kept woman?
Yeah, you would have to be a kept woman that probably doesn't even talk to the other baby mamas because it might make him feel uncomfortable to have them associate with one another. Though it does say that they have
to live together. He wanted
though it does say that she like had play dates with the other ones and everything. This is a really strange situation that he's creating. I don't know what to believe because he's very Arabic and a lot of the stuff he's doing. I'm like, that's what Arabs do. Like the Arab, like the Sikh kings and stuff like that, like in Saudi Arabia, that's what they have. They have multiple wives and they all have kids, like, hundreds of kids with different women. And I mean, it's kind of like that route. I'm surprised he's not a Muslim. He goes, the pair met in spring 2023 via social media, and Musk invited her to, can you believe that? Like they met in DMs. Like that is so wild.
Oh, he sent Tiffany Fong a DM. He tried
he did. He tried
to get some Asian offspring.
He said, you want to join my kid legion, apparently. We'll get there.
How flattering is that?
I think she stopped getting paid after after she said no.
It did. It fucked up her bag.
Well, because well, to be fair, I muted her account because I was sick and tired of seeing her post like, look how much I got paid. And I'm like, I'm
Oh
looking
my
at my
God.
paycheck and it's fucking like $15.
I know.
And
I was
I'm like,
what
what
are
am I
we doing
doing
differently?
wrong?
What are we doing? I'm getting $20. You're getting $20,000. What's happening?
Yeah, like I'm like, what the fuck? And then I realized, okay.
Oh.
So then it goes, he eventually invited her to the okay, we know how they met. We don't need this. What are we waiting for?
Oh, look at the scroll up. Look at their round heads. Look at their little perfect C-section heads.
Little C-section babies.
Oh, they are so cute.
St. Clair said that they conceived Romulus soon after. So this definitely was.
And you know what's strange too? He made all these babies supposedly by Petri dish. So what is Ashley like the one chick he's actually physically boned?
I think most of them done are Petri dishes, but some of them are not. Like his first wife, I believe some of them are natural born.
Yeah.
Like he stuck it in there.
Stuck it in there.
I think with the Grimes, one of them is natural, the other one is not. I believe. I don't know. I've lost track because he has way too many fucking kids. But some of them are, and some of them are not. And I guess Ashley's was definitely, through the old school method of. They bone in.
The thing I have the biggest problem with is he doesn't have the time to be in these children's lives. I think that's the worst part. I love the idea of them being financially taken care of. I love the idea of him taking care of the moms financially. It just sucks that they don't have a dad in their life.
It really does suck.
Like on one hand, you do have, access to the world's richest man, but like that doesn't pay off till adulthood. So who's going to be the father figure until they come of age?
AI. That's why he's building. That's why he's building Grok and robots. He's like, you each get a robot with AI. The AI will sound like me, but it won't be me because I'm human and there's only one of me. But you will get, an AI replica of me. Jane Theory for 5 says Elon offers you $40 million to divorce, join his harem, and contribute to his kid legion. Would you do it?
No,
Chrissy,
I couldn't. I couldn't do it now. No, I couldn't.
I couldn't do it either. Like straight up no. Like absolute no. It's not even just like
because the little bean,
the
little bean needs me.
I actually think he is one of the ugliest people I've ever seen. I could never do it.
He got hair plugs, Nina.
I couldn't do it. I can't stand the dude. Like I would be like, ugh, no, absolutely not. Freaking dogs. My neighbor's dogs are going nuts. So there you go. The answer is a hard pass. On $40 million. That's saying a lot, okay? Because I'm looking at my Twitter paycheck and it's $15. Okay.
As long as the Twitter paycheck is at least $50, I can justify paying $50 to be whatever. To have a special Twitter, whatever it is that I have.
Isn't a special Twitter like only like $8 or something? Or like $12?
No, it's $50 now.
Oh. Is that the one without ads?
Because a month is like you get Grok, and I don't know. I told myself it was a business expense.
I still have Grok, and I pay only like the base level because I still get ads, and it always tells me like you can get no ads if you pay if you go up a tier, and I'm like I still get Grok, and I get like the blue check mark, and I get edits, and I still pay the base. Like I don't give a shit about ads. I'll just scroll. Like I really don't give a fuck. So I'll pay the fucking $12. That wasn't the end of Elon Musk's plan for St. Clair, however. By the way, she gave him the dark MAGA hat that became so famous.
What, it was her idea?
Yeah. Says ironically, St. Clair is credited with one iconic piece of Musk merchandising tying him to Trump, his infamous dark MAGA Gothic style hat, which he wore to several events leading up to the election. That wasn't the end of Musk's plans for St. Clair, however, as he tried to get her to move to Austin compound to spend time with himself and the rest of what he calls his kid legion. It's the Legion of Doom, you guys. He is literally making the Legion of Doom, and we're all just standing by. Musk allegedly wanted multiple residencies in the same community where all of the women and children, which insiders suggest is much higher than the known 14, would live. Chrissy, how many do you think it is?
It might be double.
I'm starting to think it might be like 100 kids.
Think about what like actresses, singers have like gotten quiet lately. And they're in the running to be a baby mom.
I gotta think about it.
Who's fallen off?
Who's fallen off? I can't even tell. Rachel Zegler is next. I can tell you that much right now. She's fallen off hard.
Who's that fat chick that lost weight recently? She was Australian. She what's her name?
She was
in movies. She was a comedic actress.
I know who you're talking about. Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson, I think, might be in the Legion because she lost a lot of weight and then fell off. You know? What is she doing now?
Fall off. Yeah, I haven't seen her in much. I'm trying to think like who else. I almost kind of want to like Google it, but how do you even Google something like this?
Halle Bailey had a secret pregnancy. Maybe Halle Bailey has a Musk baby with far apart eyes. Ooh.
Yeah, Rachel Zegler is next, I think, because she's really fallen off now. And it's like, how is she gonna make it? She's not gonna make there's no way.
Honestly, if you're like a cute, young on the younger side, gal with like you don't have that much going on.
What other political pundits have fallen out? Ooh, Lauren Southern.
Oh,
and Lauren Chen. There's two Laurens.
Right. Maybe they went off to be Musk baby moms.
Wait, Lauren Chen though, she's married. So
yeah. She's married with at least one kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Lauren Southern, though, she's single, but she did bang Destiny. I don't know if
she has a kid too.
I don't know if Elon's gonna be into that since like she did bang Destiny, so he might be like, ugh.
Oh, Venti is not. She moved back to Texas.
Elon is getting all the single women.
He's hogging them all.
Oh my god. Let's see. Matthew Hammond for 5 says, have you heard of Japanese mothers eating seaweed around birth? Iodine is thought to increase the baby IQ development and explain Japan's higher IQ. I've heard they eat a lot of fish, like because omega-3s and stuff like that, but not necessarily seaweed. But that makes sense, though.
There's a lot of things you can eat. Like I was taking a God, so many different prenatals, but one is like a DHA, which has like good omegas and like that's good for brain power. So maybe it's the same kind of stuff.
Probably. A lot of magnesium's good. I was reading that. Magnesium's good and stuff. And then Matthew Hammond also for $2 says, watch Walton Groggins and Boyd Crowder in Justified.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to make a note of this. But thank you, Matthew.
Love the Gogs. He's great.
The one of the mothers who lives in a gated community is Zillis, as even Musk only comes and goes, and Grimes rejected the request. Zillis is seen as a steady force for Musk, who has special status in his life. With Musk both spending time with her on the compound and bringing her to the big ticket events, including one at the White House as Musk has run the Department of Government Efficiency. Grimes appears to have the worst relationship of Musk's mamas. I don't know. It seems like Ashley St Clair is a freaking...
Yeah, she's got to be the worst now.
For sure. Who has publicly aired her anger at a SpaceX CEO for having their son's ex out at public events. Yeah, because that kid's name is X. I thought X was Zillis's kid, but I guess it's Grimes' kid.
I think it's
Out
Grimes.
at public events with his father and President Trump, St. Clair said Burchell told her that while Zealous often experiences contentment with the situation, he felt Grimes isn't ever going to find true happiness. That's his first wife, I believe.
That's
Oh no, that's
Grimes.
Grimes. That's Grimes. There is Tiffany Fong.
Tiffany.
She settled a custody lawsuit with Musk last August with the pair altering weeks with their 3 children, including X. St. Clair notes the irony of having been consistently texted updates on the case between Musk and Grimes, while now being ensnared in her own tumultuous tussle with the ex-CEO. All of this going on as Musk continues to seek out new mothers. Oh my God. This is hilarious on so many levels, including a glamorous crypto journalist Tiffany Fong, who has been forced to deny rumors that she is pregnant with Elon Musk's child after Sinclair's reveal.
Come on. Tiffany she is very good at what she does. She is like I say opportunist in like the kindest way possible. She knows how to generate buzz for herself. And she's also funny. So I don't think anyone was suspecting that she was pregnant with Elon's kid. I think it's obviously it was top of mind because she was getting those DMs from him. But
no, I definitely
everybody was making those jokes at that time. Everybody was saying like, I'm not pregnant with Elon Musk baby. It was like
no,
a
I
running
definitely
joke.
thought it because of the paycheck thing. Because she and Ashley had almost identical tweets to like,
oh yeah,
hey, you can make like you don't have to do OnlyFans to make money on
man.
Twitter. Like they had like almost identical tweets, like 2 or 3 months in a row, where she was like, look at how much money I'm getting paid just to post on X. Like that's
why
I've
would you
never
brag
shown
about that?
titties.
If I was making that kind of money on Twitter, I would just quietly collect. I would not make a big stink about it.
No, definitely not. Like, I mean, it's also something that, to me, it's kind of in bad taste because, like, but then again, I'm one of those superstitious people that believes in the evil eye. So I think, like, if I brag about something like that, people will like wish ill on me. So then, like, then I'll get cancer.
That's legit. There's truth to that.
Like, I really do believe in stuff like that. So I don't brag about my fortune. If I even had any, I wouldn't be bragging about it. All of this is going on as Musk continues to seek out new mothers, including we're not read that part. She was sent a direct message by Musk in November after interacting with him on social media, which earned her $21,000. Musk asked if she wanted to join the Legion before even meeting in person. Fong rejected him on the basis that she wanted a more traditional family. Fong vehemently denied the claims to dailymail.com in February and said that she has never even met Elon Musk in person. See, that's the interesting part about her to me, which kind of like makes like made me gain respect a little bit for Tiffany, because that's what I'm talking about with Ashley, right? You have a man who is a very weird and strange guy, kind of into transhumanism. Even if he wants to knock you up, he's going to have certain expectancies. Like he's gonna expect certain things. He's gonna like want certain things from you and want things to be done a certain way. Effectively, he is buying your child. That's basically what he's doing. Like,
well, you know what he's buying? What he's buying is like your
egg,
your life in a sense. Like you no longer get to determine your own. Like your autonomy in a sense, right? Because it's part of that money tied to, like, imagine you take the money, right? And you're like a good little baby mom, you lay low, but are you not allowed to meet other men? Like, what if you, I wonder if it forbids you from even dating or seeing other men. Like, so you have to just be.
Because let's look at the other people. Like Zillis has never been with anybody else that we know of. Grimes, who's she been with? Nobody. I think it does have that. Like, I think there's probably clauses in that where he's like, you can't, date anybody else. Like, I have to know about the men that are in the kid's life. Like, a certain amount of people. Like, you would have to disclose whoever's in the kid's life.
He's not in their life, so
no,
yeah,
not at all. Fong vehemently denied the claims, but this is why I was saying, like, I kind of gained respect for her, because at least she's like, look, I wanted a traditional family. Like, no amount of money is going to be providing that for me, because I know
Yeah.
Elon's not going to want to marry me and settle down. Elon's going to want to go and look for more baby mamas.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So she's like, thank you, but no thank you. So that kind
Mhm.
of made me think, it put her in a higher tier for me.
Yeah.
But then again, I say that now, and then next month we're going to be talking about how Tiffany Fung is,
Changed her mind.
Elon Musk's new baby mama. So we'll see. We'll put a pin on that, Chrissy.
Mhm.
She also took her social media page to fight the claims, writing on Saturday, "Wow, according to the internet, I'm pregnant. Congrats to me. This is huge news. As far as I know, I'm not pregnant, but thank you." She wrote in a follow-up post. Virtual appears to as an ominous go-between for St. Clair with Musk during the entire ordeal. Now, this guy is also the in-between between all the baby mamas. So,
Okay.
that's
He's the
why,
handler.
like Grimes, when she's trying to get a hold of him and stuff like that, she gets a hold of this guy, right? And this guy's like, well, Elon's busy. He's not gonna be able to call you back. And she gets
Yeah.
pissed, right? Because this is the go-to guy. Sinclair said that Burchell explained that what Musk wanted out of the arrangement, privacy and confidentiality, is at the top of his list in every aspect of his life. Every aspect, and the entire world is set up to be like a meritocracy, he allegedly told her. Burchell, who Musk employs to handle negotiations with his potential baby mama's added that when people do good work, the benefits flow. Despite all of this, St. Clair said that Musk was often quite nice during her pregnancy, having sent her flowers and on a Mother's Day and her birthday. Oh, wow.
That's also like the bare minimum.
Fucking hell, man. This chick sent her,
wow, flowers twice.
He sent her flowers on the fucking Mother's Day and her birthday.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to this. She even experimented with being around the kid legion, arranging play dates between her son from a previous relationship and some of Musk's younger kids. St. Clair has even met Musk's mother, May. In November, she sent Musk a selfie. He responded, "I want to knock you up again." DailyMail.com spotted St. Clair's handing over the keys for her black Model S outside her Manhattan apartment in late March. That was the next day after we talked. And I was like, "Where's Ashley St Clair?" And she's like, "I'm broke and I'm selling my Tesla." Oh my God.
I can't afford my expenses.
Meanwhile,
move to New Jersey. How about move to Yonkers? Okay. You will be able to do just fine.
No kidding, right, Chrissy? Because that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, this girl has, it's not even like her kids are old enough to go to school or anything like that. She's got an infant and a toddler. And she's like, "I'm out of money." And I'm like, the fuck kind of expenses do you have? Because people pay for college and tuition and shit with that kind of money.
That's Jane says sell those extensions. That's funny. I always like when a woman can sniff out another woman's enhancements.
Damn, Jane. Pour some salt on it there, Jane. Shit. That's not a good picture. And she had some choice words for the man. She said, she says it's her father to her son. "I'd make up for 60% cut that Elon made to our son's child support," she told the DailyMail.com reporter who witnessed her handling a $100,000 car over to a representative from the online auto sales giant Carvana. When asked if she felt Musk was being vindictive towards her, St. Clair responded, "Well, this is his modus operandi when women speak out. You can check the stocks. I'm not the only one is cleaning up after his messes."
Speaking out.
Ouch. She said of anti-Tesla protests.
She's trying to sound like a victim. "I'm speaking out." It's like, girl, you knew exactly what you were getting into. You just thought you were going to be able to charm your way out of it.
Yeah, that's the weird part about this, is that as much as I dislike Elon Musk, I'm like, you knew exactly what you were going to getting into, and I don't feel sorry for you. I'm not. This is one of those situations where Like she's trying to make it so that like, oh, women are so like, oh, this rich man is like
Mhm.
making all these women feel lesser
Like,
than, and we can't
stop.
have any
Do you know
opinions and
how many
stuff.
women would line up, would like literally give an arm or a leg to be in that position?
I know Jane would. I'm just joking, Jane. But no, generally speaking, though, it's like you're right. They would. There's a lot of women out there that would do that, and she knew like there's a contract. Like the guy put a contract in front of her and was like, "Look, we'll pay you this much for this much. You have to be silent for this long. You can't talk shit about him. You have like there's." Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's an actual contract of what is expected of her, and she chose to get into this relationship, this whatever it is with this man who that's how he treats everybody. It's not even like this that she's special. Like this is the same contract. This is the blueprint contract everybody else has gotten to.
She thought she was better than the contract. She's like, oh, this is not going to apply to me. I'm going to work. She wanted to be on his arm at the White House. She wanted to be.
Do you think she thought she could change him and like get him to settle
I think
down?
she wanted to be like a Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos's wife. She's everywhere. We see her out and about. She supposedly went into space.
She went to space. That's our next topic, Chrissy. We're going to be talking about
okay.
her going to space. Isn't that fun?
I don't buy it.
You don't buy that they went to space?
I don't think they went to space.
Oh, there's videos. I don't know if the child's mind or not. Okay, we know all this stuff. More baby mamas. Despite not knowing for sure, I've given it. Okay, we know these quotes. He tried to gag her in court. He still hasn't really acknowledged the kid though. Musk social media site February. She says Musk slid into my DMs. We know these stories. I think that's pretty much all the news that was in that article.
I don't think he really needs to acknowledge. I mean, like it's public now that he's tested positive, like he's the dad.
Yeah.
So what does he really need to say?
It says the source described the billionaire's actions as shocking and shameful. It's not really shocking if he's done it with every single other person that he's had a baby with, but did not acknowledge the alleged payments admitted by Musk on Monday. Ever since she got pregnant and then had a baby, Elon's providing support money for her, the source said. But he had a fairly specific list of requirements, including not acknowledging he's the father. Since the moment she objected to the level of control he demanded, he's withdrawn from her completely. When she went public, the fact that the baby was his, he's never spoken to her again.
Oof.
Ooh, that's the thing, right? Like,
well, it's opened the can of worms because now we know this is the deal. She spilled all the beans, and now everybody knows his playbook.
I mean, she's kind of dumb. Like,
she is dumb to do this.
Is she not dumb? Like, I mean, if you weren't gonna do it, then you shouldn't have done it. But since you did it, you should have just committed.
Yeah,
like just commit to the bit.
Time to think about this was not after you were pregnant. The time to think about it was before you got involved.
Exactly. Oh my God. There's more. This is the first wife. That's the first wife. When this thing went into court for custody and paternity, he cut the support payments way back. He cut it by more than half. So wait, half of what was it? I think it was like what was it?
$100K a month, and then it was
$50K.
And then it was down to the most recent payment was $20K.
Okay, but like her rent is like $40K, right? Like something like that. Right. So that's why I guess maybe that's why she was selling the Tesla, because if her rent alone is $40K,
then move out. Can't you just move to New Jersey, move to Pennsylvania where you can move
to the Midwest for God's sake.
House.
Where's her family from? Like, I'd just move in with my family. I'd be like, I have an infant. Like, you need to help me take care of it. A substantial reduction, and he obviously did it as a form of retaliation for her going into court. The source claimed. St. Clair also has a 3-year-old son from her previous partner near New York chiropractor Johnny Alexander. She has been raising the toddler and the baby with the help of a full-time nanny. How much does that cost? At her rented 3-bedroom apartment. 3-bedroom apartment in downtown Manhattan.
Ooh,
Can you
must be
explain this to
nice.
people who are not from New York? Like how much that costs?
Yeah, I get. Could it be 40 grand a month?
I think
it could easily
well,
be
I mean,
20 grand a month.
Yeah, I read it was 40 in the New York Post article but he was paying for it at the time. I don't know if he's paying for it now. But I mean, that's kind of wild, right? Chrissie said like
that's huge. That's
I
like
only know this because I watched Sex and the City, and I remember when they were like talking about how fucking finding an apartment in downtown Manhattan. I mean, even it was a Seinfeld joke for a long
I've lived
time.
in
Like,
so many different apartments, but I've always had roommates, so I don't know what it's like to have your own place.
Ian says, move to the UK, 40K rent would give you a city every month. Like, yeah, you could do that. Hell, you could go live in Canada for free. They'll pay you to like go and live in the north. She bought a Tesla so that she'd have a car to transport both the children in. Now she's selling it because she needs to raise money to cover expenses she has that Elon has simply not paid. She's been living on her own. She has a live-in nanny, apparently. That's not really on her own. She gets no logistic assistance from Elon, and all of a sudden, she's punitively given much less money to raise this child than she's ever had. Ugh, I'm sorry, but the fucking smallest violin, because I'm out here struggling over here, people. So it's like, fucking hell, when people
What do you need? The kid is not costing you very much.
That's what I'm saying. He's a baby. He's a freaking infant. Like, how much money are you spending on formula? Like how expensive are diapers now? Jesus Christ.
Like what? $55 for like, I don't know, 150 or something. I think that's what I'm getting.
How fast do you go through that?
Maybe like once a month. Well, now my baby's 1, so he maybe goes through like 4 diapers a day. But when they're younger, it's like you gotta change them every couple
Pretty
hours.
frequently.
Yeah.
The little infants. Oh, like little humans. The alleged behavior has given some closest St. Clair a low opinion of Musk, the richest guy in the world, to treat women that he made a baby with this way is shocking and shameful. The close source told the Daily Mail. It's none of it is ideal. None of it is ideal. This dude, I think you hit the nail on the head when you talked about how, I mean, Elon Musk is like not even present in any of these kids' lives, and I think that that's the main issue, especially when it comes to like if you're. And not that he's ever said that he's conservative, but I know that a lot of conservative people like kind of revere him. So when it comes to that aspect of it, I think it's a little cringe that they don't see that as a problem. Like they're just like, oh.
Yeah, and he's probably just, and I know he does a lot of petri dish babies. A lot of them are boys, so he's probably thinking like, okay, when these babies are of age, like 25, 30, he'll be in his 80s, right? He's looking for people to take over his various companies.
And go to Mars. I think he's trying to build like his Mars colony crew.
What if by the time they reach that age, they're so resentful for him not being in his life that they're not down to do any of that stuff?
That's also really interesting and true, because I mean, one of them transed already. And I thought that was interesting because I mean, he keeps saying the woke mind virus killed him, but I'm like, well, where were you? Because if you were in his life or her life or whatever.
He says he like got bamboozled during the pandemic. Like he signed off on it, not knowing, but it's like, it's your job to know. You're the dad.
Yeah. Who's that on? That's that's on you, bro. Like, you should be knowing about this kind of stuff if you're a parent. But he's got so many that he just doesn't seem to give a fuck. So
You can't
And
keep
he's
track
just like,
of
"Oh,
them.
I fucked up one. Let's just make another one." It's like
Kind of, yeah.
he thinks of them like AI. You know how like there's different versions of AI. Like you
Well,
know,
he thinks of them like I don't know, maybe like our great grandparents did. We're like, well, if one of them dies in a farming accident, I've got 10 others.
Yeah, that is totally how it feels like. Okay, let's talk about bitches in space.
I love Bitches in
Because
Space.
that happened. Let's start with watching this little clip of Katy Perry talking about preparing to go to space. So in order to prepare to go, she had this to say. Shout out to Anna, that Star Wars girl, for sharing this and providing the pure cringe that you're about to watch.
I'm really excited about the engineering of it all. I'm to learn more about STEM and just the math about what it takes to accomplish this type of thing. I was winding down from a rehearsal the other day and I was listening to Cosmos by Carl Sagan and reading a book on string theory. And yeah, I was like going to bed. That was definitely like helping. I was like, Pythagoras. But you know, I've always been interested in physics and interested in astronomy and astrology and the stars.
Oh no.
And we all come from the stars.
Han, your zodiac sign has nothing to do with going into space.
I know. And then she's like, "We're made out of stardust."
Oh God.
She sounds like such a hippie. It's like, dude,
she's a live, love, laugh pillow. She has no substance.
she really is. Ugh, she's so Canadian. It's so gross.
To see them twinkle from that site and also have such an appreciation for Mother Earth when we see it in that way. Many people, not many, but the people that have gone have had real profound things to say and have brought down ideas that have been world changing. The environmental movement is based around one of those moments. I'm really excited about the engineering
She's so
of it.
special. She's now a space person.
Yeah, you know, the thing that she's contributed to the world before she left, before she went, was the song "I Kissed the Girl and I Liked It." I think that's how she
I was gonna
became.
say Firework. I enjoy Firework.
Oh yeah, that's right, Firework. But I think that like the "I Kissed the Girl" was more impactful to the world, don't you think? Like, I mean, it had like
not just
pure
that she kissed a
love.
girl, but she liked it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
I
really
think
adds
it
something.
changed a lot for a lot of young girls that were like, maybe if I kiss a girl, I'll like it. And then, you know, you start to see, especially in Canada, because she's a Canadian singer, you know, you start to see the LGBTQ just really take hold because right after that song came out, you know, and then
She
you
inspired a generation of girls to dabble in bisexuality for the male gaze.
She did.
For standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kid.
Ugh, we're gonna miss him.
I
We're
miss
gonna-
him already.
Yeah, we're gonna miss Blackface Trudeau. So this is what she had to say after she came back from space. She also apparently kissed the ground, Chrissy, because you know 4 minutes in space is such a long time.
Oh my God.
It really is going to affect you.
Hi. And it is surrender to the unknown. And this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training. It's the team. It's the whole thing.
I like her little flower in her hand. Do you see it? Did you catch the little flower?
I saw the little flower.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the whole thing.
I have I'll after we watch this, I'm going to ask a question.
Thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, you know, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process. This is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey. And then you're feeling the love when you come down, for sure. And you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that strong, divine feminine right now.
By the way, you're such a badass. I love that the month of April, you're like, I'm going to space and I'm launching my tour.
The divine feminine, Chrissie. Oh my God.
Stop it. It was 11 minutes. I don't even think they went into space. I think it's bullshit.
They did go.
I don't know. I don't think space is real.
Like Australia. I've heard that theory.
Did you see there's a clip of her talking about like that it was meant to be because there's like a feather on the ship, and her mom calls her Feather. That's one of her nicknames. And then on the body,
pull it up?
all right, I gotta find it.
Meanwhile, I'll play
So
this
cringy.
one. This is Jeff Bezos' girlfriend, who also went on this trip. I actually haven't listened to this clip, so let's see what she had to say.
We're so connected, more connected than you realize, because you just see right here, you see like, states and all these things that like divide us, but we're not. We're so connected.
Love her.
Oh my God. You guys
I liked her better before I heard her talk.
I can't deal with her face. She looks like a
happened
melted
to
candle.
it. Is it that some of her nose is missing, I guess?
I think so. It's just like, I mean, they just keep taking chunks off. Her nose has gotten smaller.
Yeah.
Her lips are massive. She just looks like a cartoon character. She just looks so weird. This is the alien look that I'm just not very down with. Did you find that other
Yes,
one?
I put it in the private chat.
Ooh, okay. Let's listen to this. I'm excited. More cringe, you guys.
Katy Perry is so cringy, and she has just no self-awareness of how
Like
insane
zero.
she sounds.
Zero self-awareness. Okay, here we go. All right, let's listen to it.
T-minus 1 day.
Oh, this is oh wait, what happened? This
That's
is
the screen.
before.
There you go. Yeah, this is before they lift it off.
1 day before I get to go to space. I think if you know me, you know that I'm always looking for little confirmations from the heavens, from my guides, from my angels, from my higher self. You know, when I ask for it and I'm open to it, it's pretty loud. So when I was invited to come on this voyage, I looked up the capsule, and the capsule on the very front of it is the outline in the shape of a feather. And when I saw that, it was like a total confirmation.
Wait, I thought the capsule was shaped like a dick because Bezos has a small one,
And she's like, and I love dicks. So for me, I knew at that moment. It's for me.
Because my mom has always called me Feather. And so I'm in space training today, and it's, there's a lot to digest. We're almost finished with the day, and they show us the capsule, and we've run simulations in another capsule and tested the noise and what to expect and all these different things. And they reveal the capsule name, and the capsule's name is Tortoise. A wave, just the most energetic wave just shot through my body. And I was like, whoa, what? This capsule's name is Tortoise? My mom calls me 2 nicknames, Feather.
Oh my God.
And Tortoise.
Why doesn't she call you Katie? Because that's your name.
That I'm going.
Why would anyone call their kid Tortoise?
That makes no sense. Even my actual tortoise has a name. I don't even call the actual tortoise.
What the fuck? Who calls their kid Tortoise? Is it because she's dense? So they're like,
I don't understand. She's so retarded.
You're really dense, darling. I'm just gonna call you Tortoise from
She
now
talks.
on.
She's one of these celebrities. Like they're so out of touch. They just think everything they say is so important, and they think they're so spiritually evolved. And it's like, no, you're actually just a navel gazing twat.
Oh my God, it's so true. Oh my God. Wow. Ian for another 50. I feel like I have to
Ian,
dance for
Ian,
this. Ian. Ian.
Ian,
There's
Ian.
no dancing happening with this. I don't know if you can see the colors. You probably can't. Thank you, Ian. My goodness. This is so kind. So generous. For 50 pounds, it says Bezos was like, now while you're up there, take this box labeled rings of power expenditures and make sure that it doesn't come back. Have fun. Oh my God. Oh, wow. That's wild. It's just that when you think about it, the amount of money, my God.
Woohoo,
Crazy.
boy.
One to space on a rocket in a capsule with my symbol, the feather, called Tortoise. And my mom calls me Tortoise. I will screenshot my mom's.
Okay, so like,
I don't get it.
Do they think this is cute? Like, does she think that people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's so cute"? Like, because why is this so cringe? Like, this is not.
She could have just made this. She could have made these screenshots.
She could have made these screenshots. You could do a lot with AI these days and Photoshop.
Messages when she calls me Tortoise. There are no coincidences, and I'm just so grateful for these confirmations and so grateful that I feel like something bigger than me is steering the ship.
Oh God.
So
well,
gross. This is what happened when you need Jesus. You there's room for all these other things to come in and try to substitute.
thankfully, none of them was steering the ship, or else they would have never made it back to Earth. For her to kiss the ground. So this one is also Gail was up there. She's another lady that was up there.
Oprah's bestie.
And Oprah cried. She was like, "I got my friend just going up to space."
But the best part was when we got back in our seats.
Mind you,
after
okay, but I will say this to be fair. To Oprah's defense, if my bestie was going to space, I would probably cry too. Like if Keanu was going to space, would you cry? Would you be like, "Oh my God, Keanu"?
I would be like, Keanu, you can be honest with me. You can tell me it was fake. I won't tell anybody.
That's hilarious. She would tell you the truth. I think she would.
But the best part was when we got back in our seats after 0 G's, Katie sang "What a Wonderful World."
She did?
Isn't that nice?
Come on.
She sang "What a Wonderful World."
She couldn't even think of an original song to sing.
Dreams. Oh, yes.
Oh. Well, I thought she said she's gonna go up there and be like, influenced to make something amazing and great. So you would think that she's gone up there and she had this like epiphany about a song to even write, like as she's coming down.
Yeah.
She's like,
what about an original song?
Yeah, about going to space, about this female crew. But no, she took a song from a man and sang it. Where's the divine feminine in that?
Because we've been asking her to sing all the time, and she wouldn't. And then because everybody said, "Sing Roar, sing Fireworks," and she said, "It's not about me. I wanted to talk about the world."
No, but wait, no one asked her to sing "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It." That's her song. That's the song that they should sing.
Isn't that nice? You got to ask her about that.
I'm sure they did. Now here is Gail today, because apparently many people like us, Chrissy, were kind of unimpressed with this event, and people were calling it out and saying this is fucking cringe. So Gail said. She responds back to backlash over expensive Blue Origin flight. "I wish people would do more due diligence." So let's have a read and see what Gail had to say. Gail King has responded to backlash over the Blue Origin flight on Monday, which saw an all-female crew, including the CBS morning anchor, pop star Katy Perry, and journalist and philanthropist Lauren Sanchez, take an 8-minute trip into space. Oh, it was 8 minutes. I thought it was 4 minutes.
I thought it was 11.
Though it's Though its purpose was meant to bring attention to women in aeronautics, the flight via Jeff Bezos' found space tech company also drew plenty of criticism, even from other celebrities. In an interview today, Olivia Munn called it gluttonous, adding, "There are so many other things that are so important in the world right now. What are you guys doing?" What are you guys going to do up there in space? Amy Schumer, Olivia Wilde, and Emily Ratajkowski have also chimed in. When asked her response into the backlash in a post-fight interview with Extra, King said, "I think it's good that we can really address it because I was one of these people before I went on this flight and before I became educated." Wow, she's calling people out.
If you're negative, that means you're uneducated. This is a typical leftist tactic.
You fucking hicks. Go get educated. God. Why are we spending so much money on space when there's so much to do on Earth? No, okay. Let's everybody clear this up, okay? No one is saying don't spend money on space, okay? It's good when women go into astronautics and they train all their lives to go into space. It's really cool that there was prior to this, there was a female astronaut stuck in space for over 30 days because the Biden administration wouldn't go and fucking grab her to bring her home. And Elon Musk had to send her a rocket ship. Look, I'm not one of those people that argues that we shouldn't go because we have too many problems on the Earth. I argue sending heifers up there that have nothing to do, that they give literally nothing back to the world except things like I kissed a girl and I liked it for 8 minutes. This just seems like there's nothing really coming of it for anybody, really. Most people, most of these girls that are looking up to these women, they're not looking up to them because they're highly educated or they're going, "Oh, I want to be an astronaut like Katy Perry." You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have a problem with. I don't actually buy this argument that Gail's making here. I think this is she's gaslighting everybody.
It's kind of like who they picked, because if it really was about women in space, why wouldn't they have sent female space people?
Yeah, or anybody that was really interested in space and
or even young people. I don't know if it's a team of interns or something.
Exactly. People who are actually in that field, it would be interesting. This is space tourism. Space tourism is a completely different thing. And I like the fact that, for example, William Shatner went up there. I made a big deal about that because he also went on the Jeff Bezos Blue Origin flight. He went on, I think, 2 trips ago. And I thought that was really cool because he's near the end of his life. He played a captain on one of the most famous TV shows ever. And it was really cool to see someone that's coming to the near end of his life to go into space and get another perspective of the Earth. I think that's an interesting thing. Whereas in this chick, she's in the prime of her life. She's really done nothing. And it's okay, let's just praise her for basically nothing. It really is space bimbos. That's interesting. Yeah, space bimbos. So she says, I was one of those people. However, King said her mind changed when she looked at the Blue Origin, what the Blue Origin does, and what their intentions is, which she said is to figure out a way to harness the waste here and put it in space to make the Earth a better place. What? Huh?
We want to put our trash in space.
Oh, so that's what Ian was talking about. That's why he said
yeah.
Because it's a waste. It's a garbage thing. And they want to put the garbage in space. They should put the entire seasons up there too. Just flush it out into space. Let's pretend it never happened. King noted that we use space technology all the time via GPS and satellites, and that every time a flight goes up, they get some type of information that can be used for something else. She continued, so I wish, she thinks she's doing everybody a favor. So I wish people would do more due diligence. And then my question is, have you all been to space? Go to space or go to Blue Origin and see what they do and then come back and say, this is a terrible thing. I wish I had $150,000 deposit to spare. I might consider it.
How about fill the Blue Origin with all of Elon Musk's baby moms.
Oh, nah. He has his own rocket ship. He's
right. Oh,
not
that's
gonna
true.
use
You
Bezos.
could race them.
Yeah, he's gonna race them. The Blue Origin's new Shepard rocket, which operates on its own without a pilot, successfully traveled over 62 miles. Wow, that's insane that it doesn't have a pilot into the atmosphere past the internationally recognized boundary of space. So that's even crazier than me saying before, because I didn't realize. I thought they had a pilot. That the AI landed them.
Wow.
That's fucking nuts. The trip, which is part of the Blue Origin's pioneering space tourism business, promises passengers several minutes of weightlessness and witnessing life-changing views on Earth. You know, you could do the weightless experience on Earth. Like they have those things
I bet.
where, you know, they have those things where you can like fly and like they make
Yeah.
you weightless or whatever. You don't have to, you know, pay that much money to go. The news anchor acknowledged that taking a flight with Blue Origin is expensive, though the exact price of the trip remains unknown because it's so fucking much money that they don't even want to say.
They don't want to scare people.
They don't want to scare people away, but they say it's like $150 a deposit. But said if you get enough people who are interested, it doesn't have to be that expensive. Oh, so you can get like, it's like a tour. It's like Sunwing.
So it's more expensive if you want to just go by yourself.
Right. Like, so if me, you, and all the simp cast girls or something like that want to go, it
Simps
might
in
not
space.
be. Yeah, it might not be that expensive. Maybe you should do that, like a simp cast. Like, you know, we should head up Jeff Bezos, you, me, Keanu, Anna.
Great.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. We should do
great.
it. She also, Lila. Obviously, Lila has to go. We need a dwarf in space. Who else? Who else would be good? Courtney's in the chat. She'd make a good one.
Courtney would be good in space.
She also took a moment to call out those who has been calling a flight a ride, saying that you've never seen a man astronaut
It's a ride, and that triggers them. That's so funny.
who's going up in space and saying, "Oh, look! Oh, he took a ride." It's always referred to as
It's
a
a
flight or
ride.
a journey. So I feel that's a little disrespectful to what the mission was and the work of the
Mission.
Blue Ocean does.
It is a ride.
Bitch, shut up. Despite the criticism, King said that she isn't letting the haters bring her down, even if some of them are her peers in the entertainment industry. I know they're cranky Yankees. Who says I
Cranky
know cranky
Yankees?
Yankees? Who says that?
What the hell?
I know there are some haters, but I'm not gonna let people steal my joy and steal the joy of what we did or what we accomplished that day. She said, "I'm just not going to let it. I'm not. And these are some of my friends, and they're throwing shade." And I guess that's the interview below.
I mean, the spacesuits are very cute.
They look like the spacesuits from the Fantastic Four, which is it is cute. You know, what's her name? That Jeff Bezos' girlfriend had something to do with that. She's like, "I'm not getting in some fucking ugly ass shit."
Oh, of course.
Wait, is this her interview?
You from a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you the moment you were boarding?
15.
Ooh.
15. You know, and I'd been through the training, so I was well prepared.
Mhm.
I had great faith in Blue Origin, of course, but always in the back of your mind, always, you know, there's a possibility, but it wasn't something that I thought was going to happen. I never, ever thought that. But, you know, listen, you're looking at somebody who, you know, I'm a very nervous flyer. I don't get on roller coasters. I don't like heights particularly.
She doesn't get on roller coasters, and she went to space.
And you don't like heights? Yeah. Well, why?
I'm done. I'm done with her. I'm done with her, and I'm done with this topic. She broke me.
I was in an elevator once with her. She's very tall.
Oh, you were?
Mhm.
Did you say anything? Did you say hello?
She asked me, like, she was trying to remember the name of a song. I was just trying to help her remember it. Like, I don't know. It was a very.
Did you figure out the
It
song?
was years ago.
Maybe it was I Kissed a Girl and I liked it. Russell Hall for 2. When you think about it, Katy Perry's not so bad. It's because she's
No,
a
she is
lesbian.
bad, Russell. You're wrong.
Russell Hall for 2 side. No. she's clearly terrible. He fixed it. The Blue Origin for $1.99. It's a it's a Pfizer pill. Ladies, we're
Very
about to have
clever.
lip up. I'm pretty sure that's DL. Thanks for the super chat. All right, let's talk about this next topic. And I'm kind of really excited to talk about this because I know you're such a huge Star Wars fan now.
I am.
Chrissy, I know you are, especially because you have to hang out on FNT. You're gonna be talking about this on Friday, so you might as well, prep now. Ian So Forth for 25 says getting landed by Amazon AI when re-entering Earth atmosphere would include the question, you were looking at a cookware earlier.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. You're going to be talking about this next article for sure on FNT. There's no way Gary's not going to hit this one. Because it says Marie Tran on how Wedding Banquet empower her to come out as queer and why Star Wars racism is a microcosm of a social climate.
I'm so exhausted by all of this. Like
we haven't even started.
Real people, I'm exhausted. That's an exhausting headline. Real people don't care about this. And these Hollywood celebrities are they're clinging to relevancy. And the only place they are relevant are in the headlines of places like Variety. But real people are not watching to see what her next role is. She's forgettable. She's been forgettable in everything she's ever done.
I don't know anything she's done except for Rose Tico and Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. Okay. Marie Tran claims, or many people have claimed, that Marie Tran ran off social media because of racist Star Wars fans.
Right.
Okay. So, and I asked Grok about this because when John Boyega came out last week and started attacking the fans, like, do you remember that? Like last week, I don't know if you saw.
Yes. Yeah. Again, like bitching about that even to exist as a Black person in Star Wars is a big accomplishment. And people are like, actually, no, we had Mace Windu and we had Samuel L. Jackson and the other guy. What's his name?
Lando
Calrissian.
There's also there's also the other guy, I forget his name, but the main guy that plays oh my god, I'm forgetting all my Star Wars. They take my nerd card away from me. The guy from The Mandalorian. God damn it, I forget the guy's name. But he's apparently he's a person
Hispanic.
of color. He's actually like the Australian native. So he's like that. But he's not Pedro. Pascal. No, I'm talking about the original dude, guys. The OG, the clone guy.
Oh, Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett. There you go. That guy. He's a person of color. Aboriginal.
He's a Latinx.
He's Aboriginal.
He's Aboriginal. He plays the didgeridoo.
He does. He does play the didgeridoo. But anyways, my point is Star Wars has always been filled with different types of actors, and so is your point. But people all, have kind of lost their ever-loving mind about how important these things are, even though Star Wars is about a world where there's aliens. Like the color of the pigmentations of the human's skin should really not matter in a world like this, because they literally have fucking aliens in this show and in this movie. But somehow that became a thing. And from what I understand, Marie Tran was made fun of for being Asian. It's true.
Her name sounds like Fuck, Marry, Kill.
It was like her last name Tran is kind of like trans. So I thought maybe that's why people made
Marie Tran, Pedro Pascal.
But it's so funny though, because I'm like, I was looking it up and Grok was like, a minority of people made fun of her Asian heritage. And there is definitely a very small amount of people that did do it.
But they jump
Um,
all over it. Even if it's like 5 people, they're like, look, see, I'm victimized.
Exactly. Like there's a bunch of people that made bad jokes, like, ching chang chong jokes and things like that. But I mean, it's very, very uncalled for.
We all
But
said
there's
that.
fucking people that are gonna say shit like that. It's the
Mhm.
internet, Like you can't, if you're gonna be a superstar, you have to realize that there's fucking insane
You
people out
have to
there.
deal with some ching chang chong jokes.
Yeah. And take it on the chin. They're terrible, terrible things to say.
Mhm.
But okay, so this is what she's had to say after all these years. She's doing a movie, and it's called The Wedding Banquet, about some queer wedding. Because that's so original. So it says Kelly Marie Tran is having something like a breakthrough in her career, and she's not taking it for granted. Over the past few years, things have been made 180 from the period of her life when Tran was facing racist and sexist vitriol from toxic Star Wars fans after she joined the blockbuster sci-fi franchise as Rose Tico in 2017's The Last Jedi. This is definitely, this is what I was talking about. This is like shitty people, shitty. There's always going to be shitty people. People have made fun of me and my hair. They've they've said certain things about my race, about me being Persian. Mind you, most people think I'm white, so a lot of it is white racism. But people have said all sorts of stuff to me. Like people used to call me a sand N-word back in like the
Because you live in Mexico.
No, this was back in the 9/11 days.
Mhm.
They would call me a sand N-word because they found out I'm Persian. All sorts of bad things, I would try and laugh at it, but it did hurt my feelings at the time.
You don't think that's funny?
Now I do because it is, but back then I didn't think it was funny.
They called me a sand N-word. First of all, you don't even look like the classic sand N-word type. So the fact that you're getting that as an insult is a stretch.
It is pretty funny, right? I was darker back then. We had a dark. Actually, that's not true. I was in Canada and I was even more bright than I am now because there's no sun over there. So I was getting like no vitamin D. But anyways, she goes on to say, I've been able to learn how to celebrate these parts of myself. At the time, I was scared of, or I was made to feel like I had to be ashamed of. Tran tells Variety. This past year, I did 4 movies. 4? She did 4 movies?
What?
And they were all Asian stories with
Ugh.
Asian writer-directors, and a few of those were also queer writer-directors. This is why I haven't heard about any of these movies. Because I don't know. I don't watch Asian movies or
You're not up on your Asian queer cinema?
Yeah, I'm not really into Asian movies or queer movies. Actually, I do like Asian movies. That's
That's
not
how you know they're not good, because if they were good, we would hear about them, not hear about the qualifiers like, oh, they were Asian, they were queer.
Yeah, because I do like Asian movies. Like for example, I like some of the movies that guy made Parasite. I mean, he's made this.
Oh, that was
new
great.
one. The new one's Mickey 17. I haven't seen that. I there's a lot of Korean movies I like. I like Korean series. Korean cinema in general is doing really well. Chinese cinema has always done well for me personally because I'd like those kind of weird movies where they jump on trees and shit like that, like
Mhm.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon style. There's one series I absolutely adore. It's called The Monkey King. I highly recommend it, Chrissy.
Ooh, okay.
It's very good Asian cinema. You will laugh a lot. But in the best way, not in a bad way. It says, I remember looking back and thinking, wow, how crazy is it that is it the thing that I was persecuted now for, I now get to make art about. She was persecuted for being
Persecuted.
queer, apparently, and Asian.
Wow.
Among those films, The Wedding Banquet, which revisits Ang Lee's groundbreaking 1993 feature Andrew and Fire Island Spa Night, directs a new version. So it's not even an original. They're remaking something, which he co-penned with James Schmaus. one of the original film's writers. Tran leads the heartfelt rom-com as Angela, a scientist who is 1/4 a scientist. That sounds really racist. An Asian scientist.
Typical.
They couldn't. That sounds kind of on the nose there. Who's one of the 1/4 the cohabitating queer friend group. What does that even mean? A cohabitating? Oh, that they're living together.
Yeah, like gay roommates.
Right. Living in Seattle, of course, in Seattle. Angela and her partner Lily Gladstone, wanted to start a family, but Lee's costly IVF treatments aren't working. Another couple, Chris Bowen Yang and Min Han Ji Chan, live in their garage when Min's wealthy grandmother pursues him to leave his artist life behind for an important role in the family's corporation in Korea. Min scrambles to find a way to stay in the U.S. Given that his student visa is about to become invalid, his plan? Stage a marriage to Angela to secure a green card, and he'll pay for the Lee's IVF treatment in return. Wow. This is a brave movie in the Trump era of wanting to stay in the U.S. and
I'm sorry. This is more of a Biden administration project, and you guys are a little late.
This is fucking wild. The wedding banquet marked a few firsts for Tran. For one, the story closely mirrored the Vietnamese American actor's personal history to an extent that few other projects had. Tran, empowered by her time making the film, came out publicly as a queer person.
It doesn't mean anything.
Does that mean she's a lesbian, or does that mean she like dabbles in lesbianness? I don't quite understand what a queer person
like. What do you
is.
have to do? Right? Like, what do you have to lick a box and you get like several weeks worth of PR out of it?
That's exactly what it means at this point.
Finger one box and you get 14 articles.
This is like that South Park episode. Remember when like fucking
and you know what? You could be queer and just be like, oh, maybe I'm asexual, or like I haven't banged anyone in a while. I guess I'm queer now. There's nobody fact checking. Like, what have you done to be queer? There's nobody. There's no checks and balances.
Mm-hmm. How did she get into Star Wars? God knows.
Because she's Asian.
Maybe she probably licked somebody's coochie.
Yeah,
because she is queer after all,
she's
and
queer.
the Force is female.
She
So
licked the box.
she hadn't been planning to do so, but when Vanity Fair reported visits the wedding banquets that Tran discussed her identity, the publication gave Tran the chance to mull over whether she wanted to detail, including its coverage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then we're going to skip to, because she goes on and on about the movie. And then she also says that she grew up in a really traditional Catholic conservative way, and that her parents were refugees from Vietnam War. And they came from a culture that's very patriarchal, and it was really complicated for her to share that part of herself, like her being queer with them and everything. Goes on and on about the movie, the different scenes, and then we come to Star Wars again. Where did it go? Something about the script, on and on and on. We talk about this queer movie. And then we get to, God, she goes on and on, doesn't she? This fucking article does not end. Where is it? Okay. There we go. This is where we start talking about Star Wars. A lot has changed for Tran since Star Wars, but she looks back on her experience with that fandom. She knows that the racism she faced was a symptomatic of a larger continuing issue.
Wow.
When considering what she wants to change for an actors of color who might not receive the support they need when they appear in a major franchise, she replies, "The world? It's interesting how it seems to be happening pretty consistently to actors of color who find themselves in these spaces," Tran explains. "And I think these occurrences are a microcosm of a social climate that we're living in, and it's really unfortunate." Tran points out that the people of color are often the forefront of storytelling. Now that the audience could perhaps begin to evolve too, the hope is that the people who are not afforded the ability may have to have access to these communities of queer people or people of color are able to see through the art that people of color and queer people are also human and they have hopes and dreams, she says. Are we living in the 1950s,
Oh my
man?
God, you're also human. It didn't occur to me. Wow. They just think they're overvaluing themselves, unfortunately. These are not stories. First of all, like they're not acknowledging that they've taken beloved, not them, it's not directly their fault, but they're part of a system that takes beloved franchises and destroys them for a modern audience sake.
Mhm.
And then so you should be upset at the people who write these scripts. Be upset at the people who booked you on this, your management or whatever. And then to the other point, like the other projects she's been on, like most of America doesn't care about a queer roommate situation. Like that just doesn't appeal to most people. That doesn't apply to most people's lives. It's you do a niche project, you're going to get a niche audience or no audience.
Well, and to me, this is just really weird, like a really weird thing to say, like we're human and blah blah blah. Like the main problem with Star Wars and her bad experience with it. Oh, actually, let me finish this quote and then we'll talk about it. We live in a world where those identities have been weaponized so that people are not able to see the bigger picture. Tran continued. I really just want people to recognize it's the system that's the problem. Stop scapegoating people of color or queer people or people or anyone who's different. With this special experience of filming the wedding banquet under her belt, blah 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 blah. Okay, so with regards to this quote and generally speaking, she's talking about Disney. Like she's actually talking about the system. Like the people in power who design these systems, who put out these movies, that's actually Disney. So your experience and your problem with how you were treated really goes down to Disney and how they treated her, because she had a character that was actually like a pretty cool character to start with. Everybody was kind of like, oh, who's she about? And like, whatever. Then we started like noticing the character and we realized, oh, they're kind of completely changing Finn's storyline and they're taking him, another actor of color, and like because they had teased that he was going to be with Rey the whole time. Now they're going to put him with Rose Tico, and the weird part is he wasn't even into it. Like that whole scene happened where they were kissing and he wasn't into the kiss, and it just like seemed so forced and everything. So like they did all this stuff to get to break up an interracial relationship between a black man and a white girl. And then they stuck him with a Asian janitor that they basically like, put in this movie. So who you have a problem with, Kelly, is the writers of the Disney movie that you starred in. That you don't have a problem with the fans, because we didn't write the movie. We were rooting for you. We were rooting for both you and Finn to be good characters. That's because that's what usually Star Wars fans want, is a compelling character. Luke Skywalker, we want Darth Vader. We want good characters who are really cool characters that you can talk about on and on and on, because that's what Star Wars fandom is. It's talking about fucking Star Wars on and on and on. We can't talk about you on and on and about because you're boring. Your characters were as fuck. So it's like nobody wants to talk about you. No one cares about you or Finn. They fucked up his character too, because he could have been a force sensitive stormtrooper, and he turned out to be a fucking weirdo guy that just runs around screaming Rey the whole time. Like they gave them no agency, give them no nothing good about their characters, and now here we are. We're talking about the same fucking thing we were talking about in 2016, whenever the hell that movie came out, because she's back here, and so is he talking about how the fans are racist. Well, really, the people that they have a problem, this systematic problem that you're talking about, is the company you work for. So that it really drives me nuts when they say stuff like this. Now, interestingly, Chrissy, right after I saw this article, I saw this post by Beau DeMayo. Do you know who that is?
No.
So Beau DeMayo worked for Disney a couple of years ago and got fired by Disney. He is the
Uh-oh.
person who created the new X-Men 97 cartoon. So he worked in
Oh.
the Marvel section. Okay. Now this dude is a black gay man. Okay. And he got in trouble with Disney for whatever reason. And now he's been into this whole drama because they fired him. And well, he had this to say today. So now he posted this thing that says Marvel Studios spent millions of dollars on Blade, including full construction of an elaborate train set for an action scene. Despite this, no footage was ever shot, and after discarding multiple directors and scripts, the project is effectively canceled.
Wow.
So he put this post about Blade, and under it he wrote, or on top of it he wrote, Blade is quite simple. Although there's so much more going on than folks realize, and like I said, this is still the tip of the iceberg. In my opinion, Marvel Studios is unchecked, racially problematic, and sexist execs who did not protect their black talent or POVs.
What are they supposed to do? Aren't we all adults here? Isn't it our job to protect ourselves?
Yes, but also there's definitely really shady shit going on, and this is what I'm talking about. Like the people in power over at Marvel and Disney are absolutely racist people. There's definitely racism going on. That's why they changed the poster for Finn
for China,
to
right?
China. That's why they make certain really weird choices within the media that, for example, making Finn all of a sudden a fucking loser and making Marie Tran's character a fucking space janitor. They do certain things that are really actually kind of racist. So you think about it and you're like, so in one aspect, you're virtue signaling to me, but the other aspect behind the scenes, you're giving me this presentation of your project, and B, this is the kind of shit you hear about and how they treat their workers behind the scenes. Now, I don't know if Beau DeMayo is right. This is his experience, and I'm just reading it. Now, I don't know if this is actually what he's experienced or if he's lying. I have no idea. This is something that I hope he sues Disney and we find out through actual evidence, but I don't know if he's ever actually going to sue them. I guess we'll find out, but he keeps talking about it. So this is what he has to say to continue. The problematic sexist execs who don't protect the black talent or POVs, and in one case, outside of my own, fired a black female after the top crew lead threw their work across the room and shouted, "This is why I hate working with women." That's hilarious. This was relayed to me by a black assistant who was scared Marvel took no action. I was relayed to me by an exec who has since been let go on September 6, 2023, at brewery off Amadella Boulevard near the studio, along with me, reporting black assistant being mocked and my own race and body being mocked by execs on the project. I also reported how I had been told that these leads were found to witness one female LP being repeatedly belittled and told to shut up by top crew leads in front of Marvel execs. No action taken. I reported notes, meeting with execs where I was called their Wesley Snipes, and jokes were made about my body instead of giving feedback on my work. I reported me and other black crew members being told that leads need to crack the whip to get better results. No action taken. Outside of Marvel's retaliation campaign against
everybody
me.
says crack the whip. That's not like a, oh my God. It's like,
but he's black,
slavery
Chrissie.
dog whistle.
Yeah, but he's black, Chrissie, so he's taking it personally. I asked Marvel to do better. This is so funny. It's so funny when like woke people like go after woke people. This is like the woke on woke crime is so great. They instead decided to start a fight and use racist and homophobic dog whistles to assassinate my character. It's a fight I intend to finish. This is definitely one of those let them fight situations because, like I said, it's woke on woke crime. But again, it really does point a picture, and it paints a picture of certain issues within the Walt Disney Company that keep coming back up. And then somehow over and over, the fans are blamed for it. Like, oh, it's just the racist fans. Like, we don't mean to do any of this shit that we do all the fucking time.
Wow.
Yet somehow we get blamed for all their bullshit all the fucking time. And it's just kind of weird to me.
It's like you made your bed. You created this. And this is just a result of the environment that you've created and
and chose to be a part of. It's so funny because like we were talking about Ashley St Clair at the beginning of this and how she was told, you're going to get this much money and you're going to get, you're going to have to shut up about Elon Musk.
You're going to have to
do
shut
this.
up.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to maybe move into a compound. And you know what is expected of you. It's the same thing with these people. They get a contract and they're like, you're going to be paid, but for the rest of your life, you're going to have to toe the line about what we say. Like we will tell you what to say. We will tell you what to think with regards to Disney. You can't talk shit about Disney.
They want the money, but they don't realize that like they are selling a piece of themselves.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. The Force is gay. For $1.99, sent a sticker that says, I can't read this sticker. What does that say? It's so small.
It just says super sticker.
No, but on the main like YouTube thing it pops up, but I can't even read it. It's so small. I'm sorry I can't see your super sticker, but thank you for the super sticker. Oh, it says coming soon on it. Thank you. I have a problem with the StreamYard super stickers, man. Like they still don't show up on the screen, and you can barely read them in the regular chat. It's like, what is even the point of the super stickers?
There's no point.
Really no point. Except for the $1.99 you gave me. So thank you for that. The Force is gay. Look, it's got Darth Vader and he's got a pride flag.
That's cute.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, crazy times, Chrissy. Crazy times to be alive.
So real.
You told me earlier before we started that you went to the mall and I met the Easter bunny because it is Easter weekend. Do you have any plans coming up? Are you guys doing anything special?
We took the Bean to the mall and it was full of Hasidic Jews. They were everywhere. It was, and I'm not just saying like a few. It was thousands. It was. I felt close.
Wait, were they there to meet the Easter bunny?
No, that's why there was zero line for the Easter bunny, and so we had spent hours there because we were gonna go to Billy B's and like the Bean and my stepson. We were gonna go, which is a kids jumping around place. I don't know. I've never been. And there was a line with like hundreds of these Jews, like all waiting, all dressed in their weird garb. And it was just a lot. And we're like, well, we can't do that now. So we just kind of like went around the mall, went into some shops, and it was just teeming. And they don't really shop. They don't really buy anything because they don't support anything outside of their own communities. Like none of them had shopping bags. They're just there to hang out all day.
That's weird.
It is very weird. And they're rude. They don't hold elevator doors.
You would think that they would be supporting a lot of the stores because most people are boycotting a lot of the stuff because, of the whole Israel-Palestine thing. So for example, like there's a lot of people boycotting Starbucks because they're like, Starbucks is funded by Israel and like all these things are funded by. So you would think that they'd be going around shopping for anything that has to do with Israel,
You would think, but I think they only just keep their money in their own community. And so we couldn't do the Billy B's because it just was like too many. And then, but then we went to the Easter Bunny because there was no line and that was pretty good. And so we took a picture with the Bean. Yay. On the lap of the bunny, and he didn't freak out at all. I thought for sure, like we've been out for hours. He missed a nap. I thought he was gonna like lose his mind, but instead he was like just playing with the bunny's whiskers, and then we got him to smile.
Was the bunny cute, or was it one of those creepy bunnies?
He was kind of cute. It was obviously a grown man, very hot in a suit, Because he had a fan pointed at him and he's sitting there like, I'm like, hi, Easter bunny.
Those people don't get paid enough to do that, man. I really don't think they
Well,
do.
it was we certainly spent enough. I think we spent like $70 on these stupid pictures.
Holy shit!
'cause
How
they
many
won't-
pictures did you get?
They won't let you. It's $40 like just to walk in there, just to like do it. And you figure like, you know what? Exactly. I figure like these people don't get paid much, like, and they don't let you take with your own cell phone. You have to like.
Do they
be their
accept?
photo.
Do they expect you to tip as well?
You know, I forgot to tip the Easter. I tipped Santa because he regaled me with a story of his divorce, and I felt bad for him. But we were in a rush to leave, and I forgot the Wetzel's pretzels, so I forgot to tip the Easter bunny.
Oh,
But-
how much? Wait, how much does the Santa cost to?
It was kind of the same thing. I think it was like
what
$40
really?
just to go, and then you get it. That comes with a couple of photos, and then if you spend, I don't know, more. Maybe I didn't spend.
See, I would have thought
maybe
that
we spent
Santa would be more
50. Maybe it was
expensive.
more like 50.
Hmm.
It was a blur.
I thought that Santa would be more expensive because there's like, I feel like there would be more of
you
a
have to
demand for
maintain
Santa.
a look. You have to keep that beard up, whereas anybody can throw on a bunny costume.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't even have to be a dude. You don't even have to be a certain height or weight.
No, you don't have to be a dude. Now, let me ask you something. Have you thought about the tooth fairy sex before? Like, do you think the tooth fairy is a female or is it a
Yes,
male?
definitely, like a female. Although if we were going to remake a tooth fairy for a modern audience, it would definitely be like a fairy. It would definitely be like a gay dude.
Like a gay dude, like a super.
Oh, for
friendly
sure.
gay dude.
Yeah, like
That's so.
yes, give me your teeth, slay.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, Chrissy, what else are you up to?
Oh,
You
I
got some shows coming up.
Shows coming up. I'm gonna be doing stand up May 17th at Jazz on Main in Mount Kisco. That's here in Westchester. And then, gosh, I have to update my website. I do have a bunch. Wait, let me click off of Katy Perry's face. August 8th and 9th, I'll be on Long Island. October 18th, Ohio. I got a date in Phoenix. I'll be back in San Diego. So I got a few more dates coming up. So just stay tuned. Yes, San Diego.
Go see her. She's great. I've been to Chrissy's stand up.
Yes, you came to the famous show where a guy got punched out.
Yeah, at Chrissie Mayr's fight night. That's what we decided to call it.
But Nina, like you surprised me. Like you came all the way out. It was really special. Like
It was specifically to surprise you because I told Anna, I was
Oh.
like, I'm going to show up at Chrissy's show. We're going to go together. You can't tell her. I like planned it all out to
Oh my God. That
specifically
takes a lot of
surprise you.
effort. I appreciate that.
I just wanted to see your face be surprised. And then it kind of got ruined though, because you spotted me. It was actually Keanu spotted me.
It
She was
wasn't
like,
ruined because I
"Hey, is
saw
that
you.
Nina?"
I saw you, and I was fully surprised.
You were. It
I
was
found
great.
the rest of my dates. So September 18th, Plano, Texas. October 18th, Massillon, Ohio. October 23rd, San Diego. November 1st, Phoenix. I don't know if all these tickets are available yet, but just like, put a pin in it.
Also, guys, definitely hit up your local comedy clubs and let them know
Mhm.
you want to see Chrissie Mayr, because that's one of the ways that like she can get booked in certain
Oh,
places. Like
yeah.
especially if you maybe you have one little comedy club in town and you're like they don't have the guests I usually want, so call
Create
them
some
up,
hype.
suggest it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with like Lila or anyone else you guys want to see. Let
Oh,
them
yeah.
know. Be
Let 'em
like,
hear it.
there's a really racist comedian that I see.
That I
Her name's
really
Chrissie Mayr.
that I really would love to see here.
Chrissy, you're in trouble again, and
I am in
Like,
trouble
has-
again. About every 6 months, one group or another seems to get upset about a tweet of mine, and this time it's over I was flying to Indiana. There was a layover somewhere, so it wasn't even a friggin' direct flight. But I always do this. I always take a picture of the cockpit, And I remark on who's inside, and if it's, you know, white elbows, I'll remark on that, and if it's not, I'll remark on that as well. And it was just, there's a black guy in the cockpit, and I was like, if I don't make it, blame DEI. And even still, I am getting hate comments and death threats and the whole nine. And this is what happens. Like, it was a tweet, yet people are coming for me on Instagram because they, you know, people that get upset at
Oh,
this
they
sort of thing.
migrate.
They migrate because Instagram is a very low IQ app that not everybody is on Twitter, you know. Some people can only deal with pictures. So they're on Instagram, you know, saying horrible things under my birth announcement, under like pictures of random stuff, you know.
I never understand why they bring the kids into it, because it's like, okay, like you don't have to be nasty about
they're
that.
bad people, and they feel like jokes are a personal attack, so then they feel justified in returning with a personal attack.
That one guy, I did see that one guy you posted about that said, this isn't even hate. And I was like, oh boy, like I would really hate to see like the person this guy hates. That was rough. That was a really rough letter to say to you. And he was like, this isn't even hate. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you people, they drive me crazy. Like the crazy trolls that like wish death on you all the time and shit. Like that stuff, that can't be good for the health.
They're just not creative. I wish these people, you know, were a little bit more creative, but they're just not. They get upset.
No, yeah. And you got Friday Night Tights as well this week.
Friday
right?
Night Tights, yeah, the whole gang is in Vegas this week for the meetup, and I couldn't go because it was the Beans' first birthday.
Oh,
and, I had to
happy birthday to the Bean.
Oh, the Bean is one. Yeah. It went by so fast. Oh my goodness.
You have like such a smiley baby. It really suits you because you're a comedian. So I feel like if you had a kind of emo baby, you know, you've seen those emo babies, right? Like they they don't laugh and stuff, and you're like, it just wouldn't suit you.
I would have a hard
emo
time
baby.
if the baby was a laugher. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have a happy baby, and it really suits you. And
He
Frank.
eats so much food. Like we were at hibachi, and he starts yelling if you don't feed him fast enough, and I'm like giving him like tiny bits of steak, tiny bits of salmon, and I'm checking everything to make sure like he can gum it. He only has 2 teeth on the bottom, so like everything I'm kind of like mushing to make sure he can gum it. And like
that he can eat
loves
it.
miso soup. He loves like the little tofu squares. He loves salmon. He loves chicken. He loves eggs. I make these little pancakes for him every morning. That's like half a banana, an egg. It's like mushed either berries or some kind of sweet potato or peanut butter. And then I'll put some like hemp hearts in there for like I don't know, omegas or something. And then I'll put them in this little pancake pan, and then he eats those.
That's so cute. Have you? Do you think you become a better cook since you become a mom?
Yeah, I have to cook. I have to. I'm not just gonna be like, he doesn't eat like, I don't know, off the shelf baby food. Like the only processed thing he's ever eaten are like these little puffs.
Wow.
But the rest,
that's good for you.
Like cook for him, or I'll blend up purees for him.
Good for you, Chrissy. DL has a question for you. Chrissy, what did the Bean get for his birthday?
Oh, he got a bunch of stuffed animals. Some people gave him clothes. He got some books. He got a new little piano. He loves playing the piano.
Oh, that's so cute. Has he said anything yet?
No, he kind of says mama, but I don't. Yeah, that's really it.
Oh, he says mama. That's so cute.
It's so cute. I love him.
Oh my god. I can't. I want to meet your little baby.
He's the best. Yeah, if you ever come to New York, you can do an in-studio podcast with me, and then
definitely. You know, I've never been to New York. I can't say I really want to go, other than the fact that you live there. It's just I constantly.
If you've never been, like, you can still do the touristy stuff and have like a decent time.
I would love to. It's just I constantly hear about women getting raped on the subway. So I'm like,
just don't go on the subway.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to really avoid the subway area. So I'm like, oh, New York sounds scary. And I live in Mexico, and I'm like, damn, this place sounds really scary. I don't know how people live there.
Yeah, I've never lived in the city. I've lived in like Brooklyn, Queens. I'm from Long Island, but I'm in Westchester now, which is like a suburb. It's like 45.
Oh, so it's definitely not a rapey area, though.
No, it's not. No, not very many rapes
that
I'm aware of.
That's fucking crazy. Chrissie, thank you for being here tonight. I really
Oh.
appreciate you coming to
Thank
hang
you
out
for
with
having me.
talking about space bitches and all sorts of stuff. So thank you. I appreciate it.
It was fun.
You already plugged your wares, but if there's anything else you want to plug or anything like that, please, you have the floor.
No, I think I've plugged all of the wares. Yeah, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. And
Yes,
yeah.
Chrissie Mayr. She's got a channel. I think it's in the chat. I put it in the description. So make sure you go and subscribe there. And as for me, you can find me here on Friday for the Good News show, where I balance out this show and talk about good news and good humans at 2 p.m. Eastern. I also have a dedicated good news channel now, because I'm trying to build that up so that I can have all the good news there in one location. So that's called Good News Infinite Hope. It's in the pinned comment as well as in the descriptions as well. So make sure you go and subscribe over there. And Russell Hall for $5 says, I'm not a parent, but I know that you never, ever buy your baby a toy with a noise-making component.
Yeah, that's how I know you're not a parent, because babies love music. They love making noise. It teaches them cause and effect. So like, yes, you do want to have quiet toys for, say, like church, or if you're at a restaurant or something, but to never buy them a toy that makes noise is just depriving them of their senses.
Yeah, I mean, like I would assume that, like when my nephew was born, he one of his favorite toys was that toy thing that turns around and it goes to the animal noises, and then
Oh yeah,
the
like
animal
the
pictures, and then
cow
they make the
says,
noise.
"Moo."
Yeah,
And even
yeah,
if you
that
don't buy
one.
them noisy toys, they'll take their quiet toys and make them noisy. Like he'll make more noise banging his water bottle on the table than any toy. So
Mhm.
they're gonna be loud and make sounds.
Yeah,
Take
like
that,
one.
Russell.
Yeah, one of the other favorite things to do was to literally like smash things against each other. So if you
Yeah.
don't get them noisy toys, they will definitely make noise.
Like, sure, I'll probably buy him a drum set or music. Because he's really into music, and you know.
Oh, well, that's how you get a little music prodigy. You
Mhm.
gotta foster and you do that kind of thing you gotta water the little
You gotta water the
seedlings, let them
plant.
grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they have passion for music and stuff, you gotta encourage
Mhm.
that. That's what being a good parent is. But thank you, Russell, for being a weirdo as always. I love you. And thank you guys in the chat for hanging out with us today. And special thanks to those of you who super chatted, became a member, gifted memberships, all the good stuff. Thank you for supporting the channel in the way that you do. And until next time, you guys, have a good one. Take care of each other and yourselves. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.